Hello.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Doing okay. Just trying to get some work done here.
So I'm going to this family office conference. I had two back injections yesterday and a ton of PT.
Okay.
Um, so and then I have this family office conference, and then trying to get this 3 million in. Well, it's two tranches, 1.17, no, 1.25 and 1.75.
Okay.
Um,
I'm trying to connect my.
but
There we go.
there you go. So trying to get Chris, Kelly, Callum aligned with this CRM because Callum was about to just say fuck it yesterday. He was like, you know what? He was like, y'all motherfuckers are just such a mess that maybe it's just best that I just turn in this work and let you guys not figure out someone else because there's like you know there's just a general disjointment. So I told Callum, I said, Callum, man, because he said he wasn't willing to jump on it, like a stand up. I said, listen, man, I said, you've been here 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay.
It's like we just got started.
When there's little
Right.
your teams in Bosnia and Chris is in London and Kelly's in Ethiopia. Well, forget about Kelly. Kelly's always there 9 to 5.
Right. Right.
She works American hours. She's always stable. She's amazing. So there's no issue with Kelly. Chris is amazing when you give him the right things to do. If you
Right.
don't give him very clear direction, he is a mess. But when you give him clear direction, he's a fucking like a killer.
Right.
So because he does have severe ADHD,
Right.
but it's to his benefit if you get him focused.
Right.
If he focuses on one thing, he's fucking amazing.
Right.
When you try to have him figure out a whole system, he's a mess.
Right.
So, which is fun. You always have to kind of play people's strengths and weaknesses. So I said, listen, Callum, this is a little different than what you're used to because you're used to just ecom. This is ecom. These are various verticals working to get dancing together. So you can't, because what he doesn't realize is Callum's making mistakes because he doesn't have the proper context of community dating and the marketplace.
Right. Right.
So he doesn't understand how we're trying to get an overall, kind of dance between everything.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Because he's just Clavio. That's it. Right. But
Right.
he's incredibly talented when it comes to design. Right.
Yep.
So, and very cost effective. But we need to tell him exactly. We need a cadence of, okay, when you submit, we're going to give you the right shit, and then you do, and then we need an edit, and then because he takes it back to the team in Bosnia, then it comes back. So we want to eliminate as much back and forth as we can. It's like Edme, our UI UX guy, is full time. Anything we want Edme to do, he can always do because he's always there working for us. It's not like Callum has to go back to the Bosnian team and then come back.
Right. Right.
And every time we do edits, it's like a 3-day wait. So 3 series of edits delayed things 10 days. Callum was saying, well, it's your fault. And we were like, well, no, it's really not because you missed. It was our fault at first, but you put a bunch of shit saying, shop now. And you gave pictures of the dating app. It made no sense.
Right.
Right. So for you not to understand the entire strategy, you're doing it right.
Yep. Yep.
So we can either be very clear on, okay, here's exactly what you do, and then just go and do what you do best, and not give him the liberty of developing strategy and say, okay, you're going to upsell community on the bottom here, and here's the image you're going to use, and here's the text you're going to use. I mean, when you have people that are all in, Chris is all in, Kelly's all in, you're all in, and Callum is just, a hired gun,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And he's so we can use him. Someone's got to get these emails for One Signal done. He hasn't even started because there's been so many delays to getting this this Klaviyo component done,
I mean,
So
it should, some of at least the plain text stuff should have gone out. And Kelly told me some of it did go out.
Well, so again, One Signal. So there's a couple of issues. We don't know what the issues are. Number one, the open rates. The open rates are fine. The click rates have been horrific, right? So we don't know if it's One Signal or Customer IO. We're gonna try and Customer IO to see if there's a deliverability issue inside of One Signal. That's a test that Chris is doing with mail sort, right?
Okay.
To a plain text test with a very high open rate email, like 6 things you never know about
Yeah.
chances or date or something, and just apples to apples to see if it's something is going on with One Signal getting the emails through, right? So that's like just a little test with One Signal versus Customer IO, just a little manual test, just to make sure that the problem is not One Signal. Right? So then, because as you said, if the open rate's good and the click rate's good, the problem is with the content. Yes, but maybe no. Could it be One Signal's is not getting into the inbox for some reason, and that open rate is not really being open? Like, is it opening and people aren't seeing? There's a couple of variables in there that you can't just say it's content, right? But if it is content, then you got to get the correct kind of dance going on between getting a funnel system in with dating, community, marketplace, and bringing them kind of together and really exciting the member. So I don't know where we are with that. I'm got my mind a lot in the investment side. So I'm leaving that up to Kel, you, and Chris to figure out. I know we have the push notifications. We have a push. We have in-apps. We have emails and we have SMSs. I know that we haven't been utilizing in-app messages well at all. We just started really this week. Chris would do them here and there, and then he'd leave them alone for 30 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we really have to get an understanding, because if you really think about it, we should be profitable right now through One Signal. Like right now, we're killing it in the sober shop this month, but we really should be bringing in tons of money through people coming into the funnels of One Signal.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I put those campaigns together. So it's, yeah, okay. I think I'm just gonna need to do just the dailies. We have the content there. We're just gonna need to do the daily stand up in the beginning or in the morning, just to get everyone on track, to be sure that we're gonna. I think there's 2 levels of it that I'm seeing. Is the first KPI is doing the activity, just how many, being sure that we're having messages go out on each medium, and then we optimize for results, because it's as long as we're doing the activity, the results will come in. So I think it just needs to be optimized on just being sure that we have push, SMS, emails for all.
Well, and I'll give you an example. So we've been having a sub 1 open rate, right?
Yeah.
But then, as an example, and it's this is the benefit of having hired every single agent under the sun. So if you go here, you're like, oh shit.
I have all
And
those open. I know what needs to get done. Yeah, yeah.
right, right. Well, so what I'm saying is, so like here, 15.4% open rate on
Right.
this one,
Right.
right? It was a giveaway that we did that an old agency, this guy Mike did, that had a super high open rate. We were like, okay, well, wow, and we had some sort of a smiles campaign,
Yeah.
which is like, so there's great learnings here to know what people respond to, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you have a 26% click rate here, even though this is a horrible HTML, it's like garbage looking, meaning it's a little spammy looking. It's not one of our really well branded
Yeah.
emails. But I mean, you're talking about a 26% click rate, which is insane,
Yeah.
right? So it shows that that our in-apps do unbelievable, right?
Right.
In which case we should be really leveraging our in-apps. Now, if you go email, our emails have been horror shows, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the emails, you see like, well, you got to go to ones that are, and this is Lucid. So you see that our our CTR rates are just absolutely abysmal. So you have to then figure out, okay, what's going on here? Like, why would our emails just be so horrific that this one had a 1%. This is a conversion. You can't really look at this. It's sent to 37 people, but what would be the reason why our open rates are just horror shows, right? So you got to kind of dig through here, like these are, and figure out like what's going on here. I don't have manual emails having gone out, right? I mean, it should be, doesn't make any sense. There should be tons. I don't know if I'm looking at the wrong thing. I mean, Chris can bring you up to speed on all this, but because we should be having emails, because this should all be high intent. So something's like, like obviously sending to 100 people is not work. So you sent to 15,000 people, openly bad. I mean, this was a strategic partnership with Dope, but this is actually a nice email, right? It just maybe wasn't served at the right time. But this is what I would consider a great email. But again, it was maybe a little premature, and we kind of try to push it down their throat.
Yeah.
But here, 1.63% is actually not bad at all. Pushing 2%, that's not horrible, right? Here, win $100 Lucid shopping spree, right?
Yeah, that one was good. Yeah, this is an email, not a push. Yeah. I mean, right. That makes sense.
Well, our pushes are very good, but I'm saying our pushes are very good, but we should have really good activity in our emails. So we really need to dig deep and figure out and then SMS, we've hardly sent SMSs out to our community, which is really unfortunate. Like we should have delivery failure rejection rate. So, but SMS is always the best way to get to people.
Yeah.
Click-through rate 0%. What's up with that? 5,000 people sent. Total clicks 0.
Yeah. The doc that I put together reflects this stuff to be sending it out, and I put some of my own stuff in there as well. But okay,
You know.
All right. I got it.
Oh, but I just want to make sure Callum was.
That's it. You there?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Hit the wrong button. So Callum was like all fucking like panties in a ruffle, which, you know, it's just normal for people that aren't willing to be patient and like dig in with the team. So he either mans the fuck up,
Yeah.
but you know, but I do think he's got tremendous talent. So I think he can streamline the process and get you, Cal, and Callum and Chris on a call and be like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Then we can give it to Callum and let Callum do all that, you know, email shit. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I put the doc so we can go over it, and then he was like, "How many times do you want to meet?" I'm like, "I would like to do it, you know, every 2-3 days, and then we can teeter off as we're getting on the same page." And then he's like, "Well, I can't do that." I'm like, "Then you shouldn't have asked that question."
That wasn't a reflection of you. He said, hi MJ, happy to chat. What was initially mentioned seemed like it would be an ongoing 2 to 3 calls, not just for the first month, blah, 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 blah. I don't want this to continue with all these calls. The vast majority of our clients we meet with once a month, but there's far less stakeholders and decision makers involved, so it's easier to manage. I mean this without any rudeness, but I'm trying to get this working, you know, efficiently. I need a direct point of contact. So everything right now is working super slow because there's multiple points of contact. Everything is rushed all at once. Adding calls is not going to help. If we don't get this resolved, I honestly think that the best thing is to finish up and I can refer you to someone else. You know, he said, because it's just too many cooks in the kitchen. What he's saying, because there's Kelly, then there's Chris, you know, like we do need to try to kind of find a strategy and then just give it to him and let him execute. Because at the bottom of the line is he's never going to give a fuck about Lucid. We're just a client of his.
Yeah, right.
But I do think that he does a great job, and that's why I'm willing to say, all right, fine, you know, do this. Are we good? Okay, go. You know, unless you think we should find somebody else.
I mean, he could do it. I just think he just has to like just have a conversation. Like it's, I mean, it's.
No.
I don't think it's super complicated. He's just he's like just avoiding a 20-minute or 10-minute call, and then that delays everything 3 or 4 days plus.
Yeah.
And then it's like, then you're showing frustration. It's like if we had this 10-minute conversation to start with and then got on the same page with the project manager and all the documentation and the strategy, whatever. So, okay. But yeah, I mean, the email stuff has been pretty cut and clear. Kelly approves it. I put in the doc. I'm going to update the dashboard. I don't think he's working out Jira, so I'll just move everything into this doc for Kelly. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So it can be used. So essentially, we can just kind of go and use it for